I'll drive while we do the...
Okay. We just got out of watching The Flash right now. And what did you think overall?
Well, my first thought was whether you were going to enjoy it or not, because you were really too much into it, right?
I'm not into DC as much as Marvel, so
right.
I don't...
So, but then when it started, I did want to see Flash because I heard a lot of that it was good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I did want to see it. I know there was a lot of controversy because of the actor that's doing Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, I enjoy it. I really it has interesting, fun parts. You know, I like it. What about you?
This was a movie that I thought... I mean, I wasn't excited to see at first, but I also thought it wasn't going to be anything special either, since it was just going to be another multiverse kind of movie, and we already seen a lot of multiverse movie with superheroes lately, like Marvel, a Spider-Man movie we saw recently. But personally, I ended up enjoying this more than I thought I would.
You know something I noticed? I know it's about multiverse, but it's completely different from what we've seen. I don't know if you noticed.
Like how this movie does it, or just how the superhero?
No, how the movie does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because what we've seen on the multiverse, we've seen like different multiverse. In this case, they just stop his time. It's not like, you know, like time itself. That's what he manages.
Yeah.
And then what you see, it's what the past, the present, and the future. So in his case, it's not like multiverse. They put it in a way of as if it was different lives, because, you know, if you change something from the past,
Mm-hmm.
it could change your future, even your present.
Yeah.
That's how I don't know if I'm making it too confused.
No. Well, the beginning of the movie was very... I don't know how to describe how it started, but it was very, like, typical
Flash
movie, like superhero movie, but like
yes.
It wasn't.
Yes.
And it was like this one joke where like he's getting ready to start running, and like the title card starts appearing, but then it gets cut off because like some fans see him
or something.
Yeah, but then like it resumes, and I don't know, the CGI was kind of weird because like whenever it cut to him running in the Speed Force, or like whenever he ran, it always looked like weird. And I don't think it was like the actual actor's body. It looked like CGI or something.
I think it was like a computer thing.
Yeah.
That's why you look weird. Like,
they use like a lot of computer
they
rendered images along this movie, and you can kind of tell because they didn't look very good.
Very good,
like,
yeah.
Because there was a scene at the beginning with a hospital, and he had to save like all these babies that were falling, and this nurse, and the babies looked kind of fake, right?
No, they looked 100% fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the effects are
and
not...
And also a dog that was...
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wow. You know what? Now that you mention, yeah, the babies, they look...
The babies look like dolls, not actual human beings.
Right. Yes. I think that's where the movie has the problems with the effects, the special effects.
Yeah, which isn't good for a Flash movie, especially because like the whole thing when he runs, they want to do like this electric thing that follows him, and like the speed for like that little pocket dimension, whatever he goes, that is like it almost like is a pop. It almost kind of looks like a pop-up kind of like in books, like it's popping up all the past things he just witnessed, and he like picks a certain... I don't know how to describe how it looks, but it's like a...
Oh, yeah, like when he's in like an arena kind of thing. Yeah.
And it's like the people he ran into, but it's like them in computer effects, and it doesn't look really good.
Because the thing is, like, Flash character, his power is more like he could travel faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
So that's really what he has, is speed that makes him go. So it's weird, his power, how they,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
But it's an entertaining movie.
Yeah. Some of
The special effect.
Yeah, I mean the special effects were kind of like a problem I noticed, which is weird for a movie that got delayed for a while. You thought that it looked better, but like it's kind of. Also, the movie just kind of takes place in the middle of the plot of Man of Steel, but like through Flash's perspective now. I don't know. It's just,
I don't know. It's confusing, that part.
but I mean, Superman's not even there.
No.
It's like it's like Supergirl,
That's
Kara.
what, right.
So it's like
that's what I don't get. Why, if the movie is his, and that was something
it's a Flash movie, but now half of the movie is like taking place
about Superman
in like a movie that was like Superman, but Superman's not there. So like they
right, and then they bring in Batman.
Yeah. Also, Batman, played by Michael Keaton, coming back.
Right. And then just giving it a finish, like okay, that's it.
I thought he was good in it.
I did too, but I think what they wanted to do is, since they're gonna bring out newer or younger Batman.
Yeah, because they're gonna reboot the DC movies, because the whole thing, James Gunn is now in charge.
So what
he wants to reboot it.
They giving an end to all the old.
I think so. What's weird is that I don't think this movie is ever going to have a resolution, because I don't think it's ever going to be acknowledged again. So it just kind of ends on this cliffhanger, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be resolved.
At all.
No.
They'll, like, you mean because of the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoilers, at the very end, he goes back.
Right.
Oh, before that, there's
we gotta talk about...
there's this emotional... Because the whole movie hinges on him wanting to save his mom, who like got murdered or something, and his dad got accused of it.
Right. So he lost both parents.
Yeah. So he uses his powers to go back in time, and
because he thinks if he saves his mom,
everything's gonna be fine.
Right.
But then it changes everything.
Right. Completely.
Yeah.
And as the movie goes along, he learns through the Batman eyes, which is in this case is the old Batman. What's his name?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. That you can't play with time, because it doesn't matter what happened in the past. You can't just come in and change it and think everything is gonna change.
Yeah.
That's what makes who you are. Those experiences. It's what really makes you who you are.
Yeah. Yes.
So going back to that's why the movie, the main thing is that he goes back trying to save his mom, to change,
Yeah, but then that changes everything, and then he meets his version of himself there. That's kind of younger and less experienced, and then he gets powers, and then they go on this whole thing. They find Batman, because they're trying to form the Justice League to stop the main villain, which is Zod from Man of Steel. But there's no Wonder Woman. There's no Aquaman, no Cyborg.
Yeah.
All there is Batman, and they think they're Superman, but then it turns out it's Supergirl, because it's his cousin Kara instead.
Exactly.
So they go to fight him anyway, but then Batman and Supergirl die, and they're stuck in like this paradox where those two keep dying, since it's like a fixed point and they can't stop it. And then we learn that the villain that pushed him out when he was at the beginning of the movie was actually that alternate version of him.
Very old.
But it was the younger one from the new timeline he created. Now old, because he kept going back trying to save Kara, who I guess he had a crush on now. I don't know. That's like a very last minute thing. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's weird, because then that's how we figure out how he was pulled out of the timeline by the younger version
who kept doing it, and he grew old and he became evil, and it was because he had a crush on Kara. I don't know. that was kind of like a last minute thing
Right.
that came out of nowhere, their connection. But then, like, he somehow stops killed that version. I don't know. So then, also all the universes with the different actors that played the heroes over the years.
Right. You see all the Superman?
You see all the Supermans. You see one past Supergirl. No, I think you see just one Batman. And one past version of Flash. And then Nicolas Cage Superman.
Oh my God, I know, right? I was gonna say, is that Nicolas Cage?
Which was weird, because I don't think he ever actually played Superman, ever.
No, I don't think so.
I think
that's
I
true.
think he was going to in a movie, but I think it got canceled. But like,
But
they were
you
just
see,
Nicolas Cage is just here, and he's like a version of Superman fighting a spider or something.
You see a lot of Supermans, and you see a lot of...
Yeah, but it's only Superman and Batman. You don't see any other versions of a Wonder Woman or an Aquaman, or even other versions of a Flash, which is kind of lame.
Yeah. Because it's his
just
movie.
Yeah. No, just Batman and Superman. Those are the only two past
So it makes
ones
me
that
think
matter.
that eventually
and also one
Flash...
Helen Slater's Supergirl.
So it makes me think like they're gonna put Flash to sleep for a while.
Yeah.
And then bring him back as another character.
Or like they're gonna have someone else playing him in the future.
Yeah. Because, well, this movie had a lot of controversy because of the actor and to come out and all that.
Yeah, but...
I mean, the movie's not bad.
I mean, the movie itself's not bad, but I think it has a lot of problems that most movies about the multiverse has. And that it's like, it tries to explain it away with saying like a lot of sciencey terms, but it doesn't ever bother to really explain what's going on.
Yeah, it tells you a lot of fancy words like, okay, you can't go back to time because time is not linear, and you can do this.
There's a fixed
and there's
point
a
in time,
functure.
and there's a paradox.
But then it doesn't give you. It tells you these fancy words, and you get like all.
And you're like, I guess that makes sense.
But that's it. You don't really understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something they have a lack of. They don't have like a scientist that could like, or maybe it would be.
They keep using like spaghetti noodles as a metaphor.
Or maybe it would be too
I don't know.
complex to explain, or boring, or too long.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But some of my favorite scenes.
Okay.
The one where they run to Michael Keaton Batman for the first time in his like abandoned mansion. They're like having a little mini fight, and there's like background music playing, and every beat of the song, something is like being thrown or hit on beat. If you pay attention to it, and it's really cool.
It is.
And also the older Flash Barry, who lost his power. He lost his powers in this movie for half of it. He keeps getting hit because he doesn't know how to fight without speed. And the newer one just keeps getting avoid hit because he has speed now.
Right.
And it's like really funny.
And he keeps saying, God, everybody's faster than me now, you know, so it's funny.
Yeah, everyone's like ahead of him all of a sudden. He's like, oh, everyone's fast. Oh, everyone's fast all of a sudden.
Right. What else I like? Oh, I like the part that he's with his mom in
the scene near the end.
Yeah.
Where he goes back to the market to take the can of tomato sauce or whatever out. So
right, and then she kind of touches him and hugs him
because she thinks he goes in pretending like being in disguise, and she doesn't know it's him. And then they have like this little conversation, and she like gives him a hug. Yeah. And like he starts like, it's not like crying, but like a tear rolls down.
Yeah.
This actor can make just tears roll down his cheeks very casually, because there were like so many scenes where like a tear rolls down his face.
I was just gonna tell you that he cries very easily.
There's like scenes where he shouldn't even be crying, and I think a tear comes out.
Yeah. Oh, I love the George Clooney part when he gets out of the car. Everybody, George Clooney!
And everyone in the theater freaked out, like, what? George Clooney Batman comes out of the car instead of Ben Affleck.
That's why it's a cliffhanger.
And Barry is like confused and drops an F-bomb, and then he's like, And then it's like, oh, you still mess things up. Something's still wrong. And then the movie ends with
Right.
like a George Clooney cameo.
Right. And then he loses one tooth
Yeah, because earlier a tooth got knocked out and he put it back in.
with glue.
Yeah.
So, but it has a lot of funny parts. Like through the whole movie. I can't really like go right now, like, but it has funny parts.
I mean, this movie had a lot of surprising, heartwarming moments, like the scenes with his mom and that scene with his dad when he was talking to him over the phone in jail.
Yeah.
And then later when he sees him in like the courtroom. And then the whole thing with his mom, the last conversation when he goes back to the grocery store. I started crying.
Yeah, you cry like a baby. I know. I go, mommy, but you got emotional there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. It's a movie you could see. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The random Wonder Woman cameo at the beginning where she helps Batman and Flash.
Oh, that was a good part too.
And then her lasso of truth makes them say things
Anything.
like Batman's like, of my childhood trauma, and the criminal's like, I also have childhood trauma.
Yeah. Right.
And then Flash just shows up and he's like, I know what sex is, but I've never experienced.
I've never experienced it. Yeah, that was funny because her truth lasso.
Yeah, when you get into contact, it makes you tell the truth or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's a good movie.
It's okay. It's a fine movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, you could watch it. You could. I mean, I liked it. I liked it. What else do you think?
A funny thing I thought of. It's funny that this movie got released so close to Father's Day, even though the whole crux of it is on a mom, right?
Yeah, that's true. Now that you say it, because it got released this weekend. But I think it's just that a matter of like they had to release.
They had to release it somewhere in the summer.
Yeah.
I just find it funny.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
The coincidence.
Me too. But I'm glad they released it. I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I've heard. I read it.
I mean, I'm glad we experienced it and we saw it for ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a perfect movie, even if it wasn't for the actors thing, but like.
I think it has good actors, definitely.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
I think it's more special effects, like
these special effects, some parts in the story where it feels.
Agree.
So have we given all our thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to rate it?
I am. Go ahead. You rate it first.
Okay. I'm going to rate it 6 out of 10. So middle.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 too.
Okay, so we're both 6 out of 10?
Yeah, we agreed in this one 6, yeah.
Yeah, so it's in the middle for us.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, so we're both 6 out of 10?
Yes.
And I guess that's it. That's been our review and thoughts on The Flash. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed. If you've seen The Flash, what are your thoughts and opinions on it? Comment down below. Please like, subscribe, and hope to see you next time. This has been Just Some Fangirl, and that's it.